Hello friends, good morning and welcome to our TechSage video. In this video, we shall be discussing about legal studies. You are well aware that our channel talks on various topics like legal, financial and compliance matters. So in this legal studies video, we shall be discussing about C.P.C's one of the rules, that is inconsistent plea. Let's move ahead, and here we have been seeing that I am presenting you the video with the point of view of writing in exam. So I have structured the answer more like it will help you in getting maximum marks. So let's start with the video. Inconsistent pleas. What is the meaning of inconsistent plea? It has become settled now that either party to a litigation may in a proper case include in his pleading two or more inconsistent sets of facts and claim relief thereunder. A plaintiff may rely upon several different rights alternatively, although they may be inconsistent, so a defendant may raise as many distinct and separate inconsistent defenses as he likes. This is fully established by the Supreme Court in Firm Sriniwas Ram Kumar versus Mahavir Prasad AIR 1951, and also in Prem Raj versus DLRH and Company AIR 1968 and Chapaibhai versus Purshottam AIR 1971. These three cases instead the same thing. Now, reiterating the same proposition, the Supreme Court has recently observed it is settled law that even inconsistent pleas could be taken into pleadings. Akshaya Restaurant versus P. Anjanappa, 1995, Supreme Court, 1498 case. Regarding the taking of inconsistent plea by the defendant, it has been reaffirmed in Dalchand versus Satish Chand AIR 1983 that inconsistent pleas on the different grounds of defense can be pleaded. Rule 7 of Order 7 C.P.C allows may be pointed out that early as 1878 the case of Burden versus Greenwood 1878 recognized such privilege in defense. तो inconsistent plea का मैटर वेल स्टैब्लिश्ड है कि प्रपोज किया जा सकता है ऑन सर्टेन ग्राउंड्स. Now, meaning of mutually destructive inconsistent plea. It is to be noted that inconsistent alternative pleas may well be raised in a suit. However, a distinction has to be drawn between ordinary inconsistency and inconsistency that goes to the extent of contradiction. The former points towards a case where though the pleas are inconsistent, yet the facts on which those pleas are based are not inconsistent. For example, the defendant may plead in her written statement that she was never married to the plaintiff, and in the alternative that if the ceremony which she went through was a plaintiff were sufficient to constitute marriage, it would null and void as a consent was not obtained. On the other hand, the second type of an inconsistency, which goes to the extent of contradiction, refers to a situation in which two or more such alternative pleas are stated which are so absolutely inconsistent that evidence requires to prove one will be destructive of the other. The trend of decision in our country is that such inconsistent alternative pleas should not be allowed. इसे पूरी तरह डिबार किया गया है. For example, in Damomal versus Union of India 1967 Bombay 355 case, it was contended by the respondent that the petition should be dismissed in limine on the ground of delay, and in the alternative that the petition should be dismissed as it is premature. The pleas were held to be mutually destructive. Rajmal versus Dominion of India. In this case, the plaintiff filed a suit for recovery of an amount of compensation for non-delivery of goods. The defendant pleaded that goods were insured with him, but the goods were not insured because of certain reason. The court refused to allow such inconsistent pleas and observed it was admitted that the consignment in question were covered by the policy of insurance. The defendant could not then say in the same breath they were not covered by the policy of insurance. This is not a case of merely inconsistent pleading, but it seems to be a case of contradictory pleading, which may be termed both inconsistent and embarrassing defense, which is not allowed under the C.P.C. Inconsistent pleas must be shown to be maintainable. Although a party to a suit can plead inconsistent pleas in the alternative, as it has been held by the Supreme Court in Prem Raj versus DBFH and Company Limited 1968 Supreme Court का case है 1854, but it must be shown by him that each of such pleas is maintainable. In this case, the plaintiff was suing for the declaration that a certain contract against him is void and inoperative, having been obtained by undue influence, and in the alternative asked for the relief of specific performance of the same contract if the former were not accepted by the court. The Supreme Court pointed out that as regards the maintainability of the pleas, the matter must be examined in light of the provisions of the Specific Relief Act. It is expressly provided by Section 37 that plaintiff suing for specific performance of the contract can alternatively sue for the rescission of the contract, but the converse is not provided. It is therefore not open to a plaintiff to sue for rescission of the agreement and in the alternative sue for specific performance. There is no provision in the Act that a plaintiff suing for rescission of the agreement may sue in the alternative for a specific performance. In our opinion, the omission is deliberate and the intention of the Act is that no such alternative prayer is open to plaintiff. Effect of inconsistent pleading क्या होता है देखते हैं. Although there is nothing in law to prevent a party from raising inconsistent pleas, yet it should be noted that use of such pleas leads to waste of time, make the litigation expensive, make the case weak. According to Calcutta High Court, the inconsistency of the two allegations would be a ground for viewing them both with the gravest suspicion. Some of the cases have emphasized that the litigant who avails himself of the right of a place inconsistent cases before the court plainly places himself in peril and may find himself entangled in inextricable difficulty, for evidence adduced in support of both the cases can hardly be expected to secure confidence. This was all in this video of inconsistent plea. If you have liked the video, then please like and comment, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. If you need the PDF file of this presentation, in the comment box just write your name, college name and email address, and we'll send you the document. Thank you.